If you haven't already noticed, this tab 1 command is really great for understanding our categorical data. But our numeric data, it's a little messy. Unless you need to know the mode of your distribution, I would actually recommend using the summarize command to get a better understanding of the distribution of your data set. From this, we can't really get a good understanding of the distribution of our ADD score variable, for example. So I'm going to go back into our do file and run this summarize command. So I'm going to show you two different ways to run the summarize command. And this just defines how much information data will print. So if you just really quickly want to know the mean or the standard deviation of your data, you can use summarize. Now it is important to note that Stata uses American English spelling, so you do have to use a Z in summarize rather than an S. If you use an S, it won't run the command. So we're only going to include our numeric variables in this command. So we're going to include ADD score, and remember the variable name is just ADDSC, IQ, and GPA. And this prints a nice neat table with the number of observations for each variable, the mean, so 52.6 for ADD score, our standard deviation, which is just the average spread around the mean, our minimum value, and our maximum value. So if we wanted to know the range of each of our numeric variables, we can just look at our minimum value, 26, and our maximum value, 85. Now this is a quick and dirty way of understanding your mean and standard deviation, but if you want to get more information about the actual distribution, I recommend using comma detail. So this is the exact same command as above, summarize ADD score, IQ, GPA, but this comma detail at the end is telling Stata to print out more detailed, more rich information about the distribution. So if I run this command, it's going to give us our percentiles, which is similar to frequencies, which we got above. So we can see we have these more informative tables for each of our variables. We have our ADD-like behavior score. Again, we have the percentiles, our range, so smallest value to largest values, our mean, standard deviation, variance, skewness, and kurtosis. So if we just take a look at our percentiles column, we can see that 25% of our data, or 25% of this variable, had a score of 44.5 and lower. 75% of the data had a score of 60.5 or lower. And then importantly here, we have our median. So 50% of our data set had a score of 50 or lower. So whereas the tab 1 command showed us the mode for this variable, the summarize command is going to tell us both our mean and our median. And those are our three measures of central tendency, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. But remember, the median is the exact middle of our data set. So let's say you had a data set that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The median there is going to be 3.